Morning, everybody. Shedman here. Love, live, laugh, simply.com. I got a few comments about how does sex play into love, love with your partner. And I wanted to share some thoughts and ideas that I've kind of discovered about my own failed relationships and what I've learned from them. But today's topic is sex on the beach. I'm on the beach and I'm going to talk about sex. So I think part of our dilemma as we try to live happy, healthy, fulfilling lives is the environment that we're raised and the lessons that we're taught as children affect us our whole lives, whether we like it or not. And because of those failed teachings and educations that we didn't get, we seek our own answers. And I know from my own experience, I was never taught anything about sex by my parents or my elders. It came from personal discovery or, sneaking around or whatever. We all know those stories, but it's sad because today's young men, boys, are so exposed to internet pornography that their thinking of what sex is and what intimacy is and what romance is has now been skewed and corrupted. I'm not saying pornography doesn't have its place, but it's not your sex education. It should be used by a couple to augment what they have, not to sneak around in the back room. But anyway, that's kind of my perception of the problem with us guys in our relationships and our dealings with intimacy with our partners. And I don't care if the partner is a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter. A partner is a partner. And when you think about it, the term partner, it's not one-sided. It has to be equal. You're a team, and that team's objective is to stay happy. And if you're living in a non-sex marriage or relationship, I know you're not happy. You might say you're content, but to me, content is a bad word. It's like you've settled. You threw in the towel and said, fuck it. This is all I'm worth. This is all I'm going to get. So I better just grin and bear it. Well, bullshit. Fuck that shit. My last relationship, I loved the woman dearly, but if it's not reciprocated, in the past I would have just hung out and just went through it. But not this time. I'm too fucking old to waste another day of unhappiness. I would rather be sitting here on the beach by myself, just watching the waves crash on the beach, than be in a relationship where I felt empty. It's pretty interesting that kind of the divorce rate today is over 50% for any marriage in the United States. And then when you interview men, because I don't know, what women's thinking is, but 70% of them will say after a 10-year marriage, yeah, I'm happy, I got a good marriage. And then you ask those same guys, how's your sex life? 50% of them will say, terrible. So what does that tell you? What is that correlation? I'm unhappy in my sex life, therefore I don't want to be in this marriage. Get a grip, get a clue. That's your answer. You can't have a healthy, loving relationship without sex. Period. That's kind of my own personal belief, but I truly believe it. And if you think you can, then you might as well just hang out with your best friend, because that's all you're doing. There's no growth, there's no sense of love on a much deeper level, and that's how we stay healthy and we thrive and we battle off diseases and illnesses, is just maintaining a good mental and physical health. And for the women, just a couple of suggestions to help us help the relationships that we're in. You need to be really upfront with us about your past. I've been in a few relationships where it all started very great and positive, only to find out later that she had some very traumatic sexual experiences early on, whether it was a young girl or a teenager or what have you, and sex to her was not fun. Didn't sit well with her. It brought back bad memories. So how is a guy supposed to overcome that? A guy wants to have sex, and I'm sure the women do too, but we're just like, blood's flowing all the time. And if we don't get that fulfilled, that's what happens. We start wandering, we start looking, we start turning our head, we start looking down at our phone or whatever. That doesn't help. So all I'm saying is, and what I've learned really dramatically is, communication is the biggest source of relationship bliss. If I can communicate freely and openly and lovingly with my partner and say, I want X, Y, Z, I want you to do this to me, and I want to do this to you, and I want you to put this on, and I want you to tell me what I need to put, whatever that is, if you can't say it lovingly, sitting at the breakfast table or what have you, that's not a relationship. That's just two people in a room, in a box. You both have to have trust in the other person. That's why you married them, or that's why you're with them, is because you trust them and you love them and you want to be part of a team. But it's all about sharing. I've been through two marriages and lots of relationships, and I can honestly say that from my perspective, they all failed because of lack of communication, or the communication came way too late in the relationship. And I'm not saying just my side, I definitely am guilty of that, but her side too. So anyway, okay, quick tip, guys. Turn off, forget that. Leave all your electronics out of the bedroom. Take all the electronics out of the bedroom, period. Don't ever reach for your phone during, before, or after sex. You need to focus on who's in front of you. If you want her to love you forever, you need to show her that she is the center, or he is the center of your universe, especially during those intimate moments. And as couples, you should always try to go to bed at the same time. Leave all your arguments outside the bedroom door. And settle all your arguments in the bedroom naked. There's nothing to throw at each other. All right? All right, peeps. Have a great day. Go have some sex. Talk to you later. Shedman out.